Okay, so DeVon Franklin is really out here acting like Meagan Good turned into his biggest op just because he got remarried. And honestly, the timing of all this messy tea is way too suspicious to ignore. According to insiders, DeVon believes Meagan has been acting shady toward his new wife, Maria Castillo, ever since they got married. And now people are starting to wonder if Meagan's whole relationship with Jonathan Majors was actually one giant rebound spiral. Like, y'all already know DeVon and Maria moved fast. One minute they were spotted together, the next minute they were engaged in Maui, and before people could even process that, boom, married. Meanwhile, Meagan just so happened to rush into marriage with Jonathan right after DeVon announced his engagement. And when you line those timelines up side by side, oh, it starts looking real interesting. But here's where the story takes a turn nobody expected. Apparently, the real issue isn't just jealousy over DeVon moving on. It's the fact that Maria gets to live the exact life Meagan never got to have while she was married to him. Because while Maria gets praised for being beautiful and glamorous, Meagan spent years getting torn apart by church people who said she wasn't holy enough to be a pastor's wife. We're talking non-stop judgment, public humiliation, and criticism so bad it almost made her lose her faith completely. And now people are asking one huge question. Is Meagan really bitter over Maria? Or is DeVon rewriting history to make himself look like the one who won the breakup? Let's get into it. Okay, so it doesn't look like Meagan Good is over DeVon Franklin yet, because he's out here claiming that she has been hating on his new wife, Maria Castillo, and acting all shady toward her. DeVon and Maria have only been married for a couple of months, but from what sources are saying, Meagan's reaction is already causing a bit of a problem between them. You see, Maria and DeVon had something of a whirlwind romance. They were first spotted out and about in 2024, and less than a year later, he proposed to her. He was so excited about the engagement, and he said, "Finding Maria has been one of God's greatest blessings in my life. So I wanted the proposal to be as special as our love. We went to Maui for vacation. I told her we were going to do a photo shoot, and during the photo shoot, I surprised her with the proposal. It was truly a magical moment, and I can't wait to spend a magical life with Maria." He was right about how he couldn't wait because they got married only a couple of months after their engagement. The whole thing took less than a year and a half in total, and it got to a point where people were starting to wonder if Maria was secretly pregnant. But at the same time, there were people who were convinced that the reason DeVon moved so fast was that he was still into Meagan and couldn't stand to see her move on with Jonathan Majors. See, even though Meagan and DeVon put up a united front during their divorce, it didn't take long for people to figure out that DeVon seemed more broken by the divorce. He was a hot mess for a while, but then he popped up and married Maria. But hold up, because DeVon is now trying to tell us that we've had the story wrong this whole time. According to an insider, DeVon is claiming that Meagan was the one who fast-tracked her entire relationship with Jonathan Majors because she couldn't stand the thought of DeVon moving on with Maria. But wait, it goes deeper than that. It turns out that DeVon is convinced that Meagan low-key hates Maria because Maria is a baddie. And before y'all start bringing up how Meagan is the baddie of baddies, there's more nuance to the situation than that. See, while Maria just gets to be a baddie, Meagan never got that privilege when she was with DeVon. DeVon is a preacher, and when he was with Meagan, she got mistreated hard by the members of his church. And when I say mistreated, I don't mean a couple of shady looks or slick comments here and there. These people were fully committed to tearing Meagan down. They questioned her character, brought up her past non-stop, and straight up said she wasn't holy enough to be with their pastor. It went way beyond regular church gossip too. It was constant, personal, and honestly pretty cruel. Things eventually got so bad that Meagan stopped going to church completely. In one interview, she got really emotional, talking about how intense everything became. She said the judgment and non-stop criticism from church members pushed her so far that she almost lost her faith entirely. At that point, it wasn't even just about the marriage anymore. It was about protecting her peace, her mental health, and trying to hold on to the little bit of faith she still had left.
When DeVon and I got married, I no longer was receiving criticism from just people in the world. I was receiving criticism from people who were Christians. Kind of like brutal attacks I was getting on my character, on my husband, on different things. And so I wasn't ready for that. And I think the first...
But wait, somehow, it got even worse. During a public speaking event Meagan and DeVon attended while they were still married, a woman in the audience actually stood up and tried to shame Meagan over her outfit in front of the whole room. Like, imagine sitting there, minding your business, and someone suddenly decides to publicly question your character because of what you're wearing. The woman basically implied Meagan wasn't modest enough to be a pastor's wife, and you could tell the whole moment caught everyone off guard. To be fair, DeVon stepped in and defended her immediately, but honestly, the embarrassment and tension were already there.
But I was at the grocery store, and I looked at a newsstand, and I saw you, and you had your breast shown. Okay.
So when DeVon got with Maria, everyone, including Meagan, thought that Maria was going to get the same treatment. Some fans even made comments about how DeVon was only attracted to baddies, saying, DeVon Franklin seemingly doesn't like a church woman. He's cuffed a baddie. In the end, men of God are humans too. Someone called DeVon Franklin, Rev, keep a baddie. I can't stop laughing, but he definitely has dated some beautiful women. And you know what I respect about DeVon Franklin? That man stay with a baddie at all times. He gon' serve the Lord with a baddie by his side. LMAO. And as it turns out, Meagan also believed that Maria was going to get the same treatment that she did, but that never happened. Maria is free to live her life, like Meagan wasn't. I mean, you take a look at her Instagram, and it's clear that Meagan would have been torn apart by members of his church. But wait, because that's still not the end of this crazy story. According to DeVon, his relationship with Maria is the reason Meagan pushed Jonathan to marry her so quickly. It's hard to deny that Meagan's relationship with Jonathan never really added up. They got together in the middle of his trial, and at first, everyone was convinced that it was a PR relationship to clean up his reputation, and it only got worse when an audio leaked of Jonathan sorta admitting to what he was accused of. At that point,
I'm ashamed. I've never wrestled with a woman before. I mean, it's just, I've never wrestled with a woman. I aggressed you. Like,
you strangled me and pushed me against the car.
Yeah, all those things are under aggress.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's never happened to me. So I'm
because I said something sarcastically, if in your eyes.
Clearly it's more than that.
Yeah.
Clearly that
something inside of you.
Yeah, towards you.
Everyone thought that Meagan would dump him for sure after that, but she stuck with him. And it seems like DeVon is convinced that the reason she stuck with Jonathan is that she was jealous of his thing with Emma. See, only a couple of months after DeVon got with Maria, Jonathan and Meagan announced their engagement. And not long after that, he confirmed they were married for real.
I woke up this morning just to go to get some water, and I read that y'all got married yesterday. You's a married man. You's a married man. What had happened here? You got to tell me about this day.
Yeah, he had Mom come, and she came to the premiere, the LA screening.
Yeah.
And my mother had never been to one of my screenings, and we had told her that, hey, we're gonna do this thing, and we did. My mother married us yesterday. Her mother was there.
See, the timing of this was very sus, to say the least. DeVon and Maria announced their engagement in February 2025, and 1 month later, in March 2025, Jonathan confirmed that he and Meagan were married. It's giving shotgun marriage, but it somehow gets even worse. It turns out that Meagan was pretty much bankrolling Jonathan. Jonathan has been out of work since 2023 because of his legal issues, so Meagan was stuck with the bills. According to insiders at the time, Meagan pays for everything. They really wanted this dog, and she got stuck paying the $75,000 training bill. Like, that's crazy. No one knows what Meagan sees in this guy. If things keep up this way, she may not be able to pay her mortgage. She even made his child support for him. And get this, Even the people in her life didn't approve of her relationship with Jonathan because they believed that it was nothing but a sham.
Did any friends advise you, like, he's in the middle of legal troubles, why don't you wait a beat? Why don't you wait to see how everything kind of shakes out?
Yeah, every friend advised me.
Yeah.
You know, but at the end of the day, one thing I know is I can always look myself in the mirror when I trust my spirit, when I trust God, when I ask God, and when I, move to the beat of my own drum. I can always look and say, okay, I'm proud of that. No matter whatever happens, I have peace in my heart and I have harmony in my heart. And it's only when I do something based on someone else saying, well, I think you should do this. And I take everyone I love's opinion and advice into account for sure. But at the end of the day, I'm the one who has to live my life, and I'm the one who has to, get to heaven one day prayerfully and give God an account of what I did. And so I want to be responsible for the choices that I make.
So does this mean that DeVon is right about Meagan jumping into an entire marriage because she hates his wife so much? It certainly looks so, because honestly, her marriage to Jonathan isn't giving what she needs it to give. And when you factor in the timeline, it kind of looks like DeVon might be right on the money here. But I want to know how you guys feel. Do you think DeVon is right on this? Or do you think he's projecting? Drop your thoughts in the comments, then check out this next video.